That is why the love we have for the East University right now is so organic and massive. Students used to jump on these big lorries to come to school. Yes, because there was no very good means of transportation. I still remember my reg number 20, 30, 40, 20. Yes. I did that in 2008, seeing your lecturers, the people that used to teach you, and then now they are your colleagues. Being in that room with them for a board meeting was a feeling I think I cannot forget. And now, I call for board meetings now. I'll be girls, boys. I'm not a boys girl. I never had any female friends around me. I don't miss class. And my brain kind of magnets whatever you tell me. At least I have classmates. You can ask.
You come into the exam.
Yes.
5 minutes after the exam.
Yes.
Who lets you in?
No, I will make sure I give you a sign. I write notes during exams. There's a particular chair that is reserved for Chisom.
So do you encourage them to come in 5 minutes after exam?
No, you need to find out why you don't understand.
Welcome back to the COOU Podcast studio. My name is Melvis Ugo. I am your favorite conversationalist. It's so amazing having you stay with us from the beginning till this point. I know you've learned a lot. So welcome to the Lecturer's Corner show. On this show, teachers, lecturers, academics, and anybody who is a lover of education comes here to share their experience, especially their undergraduate experience, lessons learned, and advice for us. Today, we have someone who is doing just all of this that I've mentioned. She's a lecturer at the Department of Linguistics and Igbo at Chisom Okafor Maduka University. And of course, she's a very, very interesting person, an amazing teacher, an eloquent educator, and she's practically impacting and making marks in the Igbo language and linguistics forum and aspect of Nigeria learning and studies. So thank you so much for being here. She's currently the director of NELFund at Chisom Okafor Maduka University. So you see, I brought the juice, the sauce for you. So thank you so much. So thank you so much, Ma, for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So if you would just introduce yourself so we get to know you better.
My name is Dr. Chisom Okafor Maduka. I am the HOD, Head of Department, Linguistics and Igbo. I am also the Desk Officer for NELFund in Chisom Okafor Maduka University. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you so much, Ma, for being here.
Yeah.
So a quick one. This section is meant to be very, very relaxing.
Okay.
Not serious. We're not doing serious talks. We're not here for the serious talks. We're just here to talk to the undergraduates. You know, your generation, and there's Gen Zs. So you just have to be free.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being here.
You're
so
welcome.
A quick one. Can you share a bit about your undergraduate journey and what shaped your academic path?
Well, okay, that is a very interesting question because, each time I walk through our gates, it, brings this nostalgic feeling, I walked through that gate in 2008. I came in here against my wish. Let me put it that way. I never wanted to be here.
Okay.
Note that. I never ever wanted to be here. I had studied mass communication in diploma level, hoping to be a journalist. That did not work. So I tried a direct entry admission. It didn't work still. So I had to take another jump.
Okay.
That was after 4 years of, my last WAEC examination. Okay. So I took the JAMB and then wrote JAMB, and then the scores came out. It was a merit admission, yet I didn't want to come. I was actually on my way to another university to check my direct entry admission when my younger sister called me. Hey, your name is on the merit list. I said, no, take it. I don't want.
Take it back.
It was actually when I was disappointed.
Oh, from
Yes,
the other
yes.
institution.
It was a federal university. I was disappointed, and then I came back. So the day I came for my clearance, it was really an emotional one. The lady there, she said she was kind of counseling me. Why are you crying? I was literally crying. I was so crying. You needed to have,
you don't want to
no, you needed to have seen this university then. Honestly, to be honest,
It was looking.
you need. I don't know how to put
glad I was not there. I'm glad I didn't see
it was, how do I put it? That is why the love we have for the East University right now is so organic and massive. Because the school metamorphosed from what it used to be to what it is now,
Right
and we
before
experienced
your
it. Back then, we saw tipper, this big lorry. Students used to jump on these big lorries to come
Why?
to school. Yes, because there was no very good means of transportation. I experienced
People
that.
suffered.
Yes, we did.
Whoa.
So while I think I was on my way to this school then to write the post-UTME exam.
Yes.
And then I saw what was going on, and I was like,
No.
what?
Yes.
How would this work? But then I didn't have any other choice,
Yeah.
So I had to come back, and then came to the faculty office to clear myself. My reg number was actually 20. I can still remember my reg number, 20, 30, 40,
Undergraduate reg
20.
number.
Yes. I did that in 2008. I can still remember my reg number. So when they gave me the reg number, they said my reg number is actually the last 2 digits or the last 3 digits. And I said 20. So you mean we already have 1 to 19 persons in this department? The woman said yes. I said, okay, let me try.
Yeah.
And then the rest they say is history. That was how I started.
An amazing history book.
Yes, yes.
Thank you so much. So that's how you got yourself here
Yes.
on this path.
Yes.
And you've been on it.
Yes,
So what has it
steadily.
been like to be on it?
Well, seeing your lecturers, the people that used to teach you, and then now they are your colleagues.
Oh.
So, and now they are your staff.
Yeah, man.
Yes, there should be a drum roll for me. So they used to be my lecturers, and I respected all of them. I paid my dues very well. And then from being my lecturers to being my colleagues, the first time I attended a board meeting actually, after being a lecturer here, rather when I got my appointment here as a lecturer, I attended my first board meeting. The feeling was out of this world. I was sitting down there and I was looking at all of them.
We are sitting on the same table.
Is this real? It was a board meeting, for God's sake, and I was like, is this real?
Yeah.
I was sitting in this room with professors who I used to fear them. Before you enter their offices back then,
You stand on the door for minutes.
you will knock and wait for them to say come in.
Yeah.
If you don't say come in, you stand there.
Yeah.
So being in that room with them for a board meeting was a feeling I think I cannot forget. And
And
now
it starts with
I call for board meetings now.
and they call.
Now I call them for board meetings and they come.
Yes.
I call them for meetings if I have anything to say, or if I want to send any of them, a personal message, please do this for the head of the department, they willingly do it. So when in your personal time, in your me time, when you begin to reflect on the journey so far, you tell yourself the truth. This means that whatever it is you're doing is working.
Yes. You did it well.
It is.
And it's
So
worth it.
the journey so far, I must say, very, 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 very blessed to have walked this path.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma. This is such an inspiring story.
Yes.
And I just wish I just wish I meet women like this. And I just
Yeah.
hope to be like that.
Yeah,
Inspire
of course.
me.
But you have to also remember that it doesn't come easy.
The hard
No,
work.
it doesn't come easy. No, it doesn't come
hard
easy.
work.
But the thing is, when you are passionate about it, passionate in the sense that you are not just studying to pass your exams.
Yes.
You don't just study to pass exams, all right? You study to also, learn one or two by the side. When students come, and I always tell them, in your certificate, you say, this student passed in learning and in whichever way. So it's not always about your books.
Okay, that takes us to the next question.
Okay.
Learning one or two by the side. What is the one or two by the side that you are?
Well, it could be tangible skills. Yes, I have students in my department who are entrepreneurs. Okay. Some of them make soaps. Some make. I actually work today, this morning, in the class. I was teaching, I think, was admin, and I had a student come into the lecture hall with a bucket full of small chops. And okay, not today actually. Today was another woman, but one or two times I've met students in the class. They come in with a bucket of small chops, and I ask them, "Did you make this yourself?" They say yes. So how did you learn? They say, well, after school hours we go to learn. Wow. And then how can I patronize? They say, one is 15 naira, one is 100 naira. I say, okay, share the whole bucket among the class.
Wow.
And then we share. It's a way of encouraging them. Yes. It's a way because you put into, how do I put it? You begin to think how many hours this particular student would have to stay awake to make these things. Those are the kind of skills I was talking about previously. You learn one or two skills by the side, and then while you are learning a skill, if you can't learn a skill, at least learn to be polite. At least learn to know that when you come into my office, you don't just come and start bombarding me with questions. You come in and you first of all tell me your name.
Yeah.
As a desk officer for Nelfon, I have encountered students who just call you, Professor so person said I should call you, and I'll say, you don't have a name?
Yes. Why?
How can you call me? At least you know my name. You know who you are calling. You call me and you say, ma, I am so person. And at the end of the day, I'm so glad most of them will call back. They'll say, ma, I'm sorry. My name is, because that particular part, you don't just know. Probably most times we call people and we say, Professor so person said I should call you. Then why are you calling me? Who are you? At least you know who you are calling. So I take time to teach, because these ones you don't teach them in the classroom.
Yes.
So you take time to teach them that it's not only about coming to school to read and write. You also learn to be polite. You learn to simple courtesy. If you walk into somebody's office, you don't sit until the person says sit. You just stand there until the person says sit. You sit. I've had students come into my office and just sit down. Madam, did I ask you to sit down?
Not even just in offices, even in people's home. You come into their room and then you throw yourself on the bed.
On the bed! For what? So I say it all the time, and I ask, who told you to, when you want to cross the main road, who actually tells you to cross the road? I say, no, man, nobody tells me. Okay, you have the manners and the sense to cross the road, but you don't have the simple courtesy of coming into the office and stand until I tell you to sit. Okay. It's not about me. It's about you.
Courtesy. You may be formal things that really matter. Yeah.
You know when you go for job interviews, these are the little things they look out for. Did you close the door while coming? Did you close it behind? Did you shut the door behind you? Did you sit when you come in? Who asked you to sit? They watch. So it's not about having the first class certificate in your hands. You have the ethics. You walk into the office and you stand until they ask you to sit. So when I talk about learning one or two by the side, I mean, picking up these skills and knowledge. Okay.
Thank you very much, Ma, for this answer. So you mentioned something about first class graduates, and we know, we know you're one. We know you're one of it.
Okay.
So as a first class student, that's every student's dream.
Exactly.
The end goal is that's first class.
Exactly.
And what else are we doing here?
Exactly.
Nothing else.
Exactly.
So even if other forms of education comes in, you pick up things, but that's what even your parents are looking out for. Why, even if it's 2-1, a high 2-1, what are you doing with it?
Yes.
So it looks like a very perfect picture. Yes. Your undergraduate here coming out with the result says it. So, but we know that somehow You're a teen. Should we call it regrets? I think it's such a heavy word to call it that.
No, I don't have any.
There are things you wish you did better.
During my undergraduate days.
Maybe 1 year after graduation or 2 years after graduation, you look back and you feel like, oh, I should have done this thing.
Yes. Well, during that period, I wasn't too social.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I wasn't.
Can't you get it and still be social?
I wasn't too social.
Oh.
I actually I didn't keep female friends.
Oh,
back then. Yes, it was always male.
Baba for the boy.
Honestly, I be girls, boys. I rather boys, girl.
Yeah.
I never had any female friends around me. It was always the boys. And these are people. It was actually when we went on service that I began to hear stories of what my boys did to protect me.
Oh.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So I growed with the boys more than the girls, and I wasn't too social. I didn't live in the school. I lived with my parents in Oka, so I was coming to school from Oka every day for lectures.
Wow.
If I have lectures 4 times in a week, I must come from the home. Except on very, very rare occasions where we had lectures at 7. You know, it's at the time it just didn't work that you come from Oka and meet up. Exactly. So I had few people I could sleep in their houses then. So if I have to look back and change something, it would be to socialize more. Okay. So the vibrant social Chisom you know now
was not like that years ago.
No, it wasn't.
So what changed?
What really changed was, I think, okay, let me put it this way. I think back in those undergraduate days, what really made me not to be social was that I've done diploma for 2 years. Yeah. Then after 2 years, I stayed home 2 other years looking for admission. All right.
So you felt you're older than
Yes, I felt well, they just wrote jam and just got me here. They don't know anything. So that was what kept me on my own. Okay. But then even at that, I still had people who were, closer somehow, the boys. Yeah. But I think that was what made me stay away.
Okay.
So, and funny enough.
So it was not about reading.
No.
Okay, it's just that you.
Funny enough, I am not the reading type.
So how come you made the...
Do you know how I read?
Tell us how you read.
I stay in the class. I don't miss class. And my brain kind of magnets whatever you tell me. No, I don't.
You're just trying to tell us.
No.
That you were not the bookworm.
No, I am not. You don't catch me reading. I can read.
You don't catch me. Do you do it in secret?
No, I don't. I am not I don't know if it sounds bizarre, but I am always there in the class.
Okay, so being there in the class.
Yes, there's something.
That's the hack.
There's something we really don't understand about reading. Now, I just read because I want to stay in the know.
Okay.
All right? I want to just be updated.
Okay.
And I make notes when necessary. I don't know if it's conventional or not, but this is me. So, back in the days, you won't catch me reading. Like, we rush the class to read for exams. No. But what I do is, or rather what I did then was stay in the class.
Yes.
I made sure I stayed in the class. I did not miss class for 1 day. I didn't miss any lectures.
For 1 day?
I didn't miss class.
For 4 years?
I didn't miss class. If I missed class, maybe I didn't know the class was to hold.
Okay.
At least I have classmates. You can ask.
You ask them. You go and verify.
You can ask. I have classmates and they're all alive, all right? Yeah. So I made sure I stayed in the class. If I read, why I said I didn't read? I am not the reading type. These days you carry your book. I want to go and read for exams. Yes. No. And funny enough, I had this particular sport in the class during exams. And I had a culture. I always went to exam halls.
On that particular
sport? 5 minutes after exams must have started. Hey. And I will leave 10 minutes before the exam was over.
Wait, let's get it straight. You come into the exam hall.
Yes.
5 minutes after the exam.
Yes.
Who lets you in?
The lecturer. Do you know what I was avoiding?
No, hold on.
Let me even spill another bean for you. Okay. There was because they knew me with extra sheets. I always wrote extra. I will give you assignments. No, I will make sure I give you assignments. I write notes during exams. So one day, my classmate, Chuka, my classmate, very funny human being. So I requested for extra sheets as usual. And Chuka said, extra sheets. And then the invigilator one professor, I can't remember the prof. Yeah. And she said, who asked for extra sheet? Chuka raised his hand. For what? For what? And the boy said, well, you just gave Chisom one extra sheet. And you didn't ask for what? Yeah. And she said, yes, we know what she's doing with it. What are you doing with extra sheet? Oh. And he said, if you give her, you have to give me.
Did he give her?
They didn't give him. Because he actually did that just for fun.
For fun, yeah.
All right? So they have a particular... my lecturers already know that I leave the hall before the exam ends.
And you still wrote extra sheets.
I will always... If I don't write...
You're not telling us
if I don't write, they'll actually ask me, Chisom, don't you need extra sheets? Okay. It's actually a culture.
So you don't outrightly just come out to read, rushing for exam.
No. And that's why.
Extra sheets.
Yes.
And you come in 5 minutes before.
Yes.
And leave 10 minutes.
Yes. It's verifiable. You can. There's a particular chair that is reserved for Chisom. It's in the front. And that chair is still in our department. Wow. So each time I walk into that hall to invigilate exams, I always look at that chair.
Who is sitting on it?
It gives me this nostalgic feeling.
Yes.
My lecturers always, even my staff, my colleague, let me call them colleagues now. They always say, Chisom, do you remember when you used to sit here? Yeah. So I have a particular chair reserved. Not really, it's a long chair because back in the days we sit two per chair.
Okay.
2 per chair. 2. One long chair.
And then you just sitting by.
Is it a chair or a bench? A bench. So just one there, one there. So that particular spot, even if I come, it's reserved for Chisom because nobody actually wants to stay in the front.
So what's the trick? Why do you come in 5 minutes after?
Because I didn't want the rush.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't want to come and stand by the door and wait until the exam starts and all that. I didn't want to wait there. I feel I come to exam halls prepared. Let me put it that way.
So you don't want to exhaust yourself standing around?
Because I know I don't read. Because when I read such notebooks, I tried it once. And then the result was that once I gist, it goes away. Yeah. So what I do is I remember, because in the classroom, there's this technique that always works for me. It worked then, it's working now. It's telling stories. Okay. When you are teaching, with this story-like, setting, and you bring it down to what is obtainable in the society, and then what the students can actually relate with or to, it makes it very easy. No, it makes it very, very, very easy.
The power of storytelling.
Thank you. Then when it's time for exam, the student will not, because I hate when you ask me, who is Obi? Brother, who is Obi? I don't like saying Obi is a boy. I will give you features of a boy that qualifies Obi to be a boy. And I encourage my students to go that way.
So do you encourage them to come in 5 minutes after exam?
Because we don't have that kind of students now. Those kind of students we don't have.
So if there is that kind of student, you would like...
No, I would. It's something I developed for myself.
Okay.
All right? Because I don't know how else to
So we don't have that kind of student now?
I have not seen. I actually had one last year in Konyere.
I just realized you said that. We don't have that kind of student now.
Our students bank on their notes, unfortunately. We all bank on notes. Let's be real. The notes alone will not make you.
Yeah.
No, the notes alone will not make you. Let's put it that way. You need to, spread your tentacles. You need to learn from every source you can.
Yes.
Because when you go online, or rather, let's use Google for instance. When you go on Google to ask of a particular thing, you don't see one explanation.
Yes, you see a lot.
You see a lot, okay? So the notes don't really, make a student. If you must succeed, you really need to move outside your comfort zone. If it's reading that works for you, it doesn't work for me.
It didn't work for
No,
you.
it didn't. Back in the days.
So if reading works for you.
If reading works for you as a student, if you realize you read and you understand and you retain, because these are two different things. Retainment is another thing. And most of our students, they talk a lot. Honestly. They talk a lot. So when you read and then you come and you talk, So if reading works for you as a student, you read and you retain, understand what you have read, we're fine. If it doesn't, you need to spread your tentacles. You need to read from, find a way to just internalize that subject being taught.
Okay.
Then when another secret is, I explain.
Okay.
Back in the days, I explain. These days, you tell a student because it reflects in my questions. Obi is a boy, explain.
Okay.
I put it that way. So that you know that you need to explain.
Yes.
But you still see somebody who writes, Obi is a boy. Yes, I agree. You stop. And
Why do you want to stress that?
Exactly. But I wanted to test if you actually understand the subject. You understand? So students, it's no longer business as usual.
Yes.
Back in the days, we had notebooks actually worked for some people. I had notes. I'm not going to lie. I had notes then.
Just that you didn't come out to start reading them.
No, I did not.
Okay.
Because every topic, I had things I grabbed from it. Another thing is understand. Did you understand what was taught?
So if they don't understand, what do you do?
That's the thing. If you don't understand, then find out why you don't understand. No, you need to find out why you don't understand. If you find out why, if it's because you sit beside some people in the class, then move away from them. If you think you don't understand, another thing, the reason I feel students don't understand what is taught in the class is language. I've dealt with some students and I've asked why. And they said some lecturers will walk into the lecture hall and begin to Igbo. The
Language,
English.
is it peculiar to people studying linguistics or?
No, hold on. I once carried out a questionnaire. Not really. In mass comm, it's called Vox Pop. That's voice of the people. Or rather, on the spot interview. Vox Pop is actually voice of the people.
Yeah.
So I asked, why do you not make good grades? Some said they don't know when the lecturer enters the class and they don't know when the lecturer leaves. Some said when
But they are present in class.
Some said when he's talking, they don't know when the class had started or when it had ended. Now, you ask, so how do you want it? And they'll be like, if he can speak English and Igbo, mix here or no.
Okay.
You understand? There was actually a research that was carried some time ago. If medicine taught in Yoruba language and English language, the students who would pass more or better. Guess who passed? The Yoruba.
The Yoruba language.
There's actually the best medical school in the world. I think as of 2017-18 was a medical school in Ukraine.
It was taught in their local language.
Thank you. As of then, it was. That's why I said, well, I don't know if they have been overtaken.
It's still there.
You got to go. So back in the days, it was the one in Ukraine that was certified the best in the whole world.
Wow.
Now, as of that time, because I wrote a paper on using Igbo language to program, technology. And then it took me to that site where I read that there was, or rather there is, because the hospitals may no longer be there because of the crisis going on. They had two schools, one taught in English and one taught in Ukrainian language. And ambassador of Nigeria to Ukraine advised people, Nigerians coming to the country, if you're coming here to study medicine, first of all, spend 1 year in language school to learn Ukrainian language. Because that one is better than the one taught in English. So you now understand the role indigenous languages play in teaching. So sometimes, and I've tried it in the class, even when we have students who borrowed our courses, or rather who borrow our courses, when they come to the class and then we switch from English to Igbo, it becomes a conversation. All right?
Yes.
This is practical things.
But what about students that
they don't we always have that in the class.
Yes.
So while we do that, we try to switch. We call it code switching. You switch from this to that. It may happen in a sentence, but sometimes it happens. So you switch from English to Igbo, or any other language because you are a master of the two languages. Okay. So sometimes when you use that language, Igbo language, it makes the conversation easier. But for the sake of students who are not Igbo language or rather Igbos, you do them the justice of saying whatever it is you said in Igbo in English.
So there would be a balance.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Let me ask you. We are about to wrap up, so let me ask you something very, I don't know how to put it, but I just have to ask. You're currently on the career path of your undergraduate study, right? How many of you were there in your level? How many? You said you were...
The whole class?
Your reg number was 20.
36.
36?
Yes, or 32. Yes, I do.
So how many of you are still on that career path?
I have 2 of my classmates in Unizik, lecturing in Unizik. I have one in... I have about 4 or 5. 5? In secondary school. Teaching Igbo language.
Did they study... Igbo language and linguistics?
My classmates.
Okay.
We graduated the same year.
Oh, okay.
All right? Then I have 2 in the UK. They switched they did their MBA. So, and I also have some.
But they're still not in the Igbo language and linguistics.
The 2 in the UK?
Are they still there?
No, they are not.
Okay.
Because of
we are talking about people that are still there.
Yes. I have 2.
You just counted 6.
Okay, I'm coming. I have 2. Let's recap. Yeah. I have 2 in Unizik.
Yes.
Lecturing in Igbo departments.
Igbo, yes.
I have about 6 in secondary schools teaching Igbo language. And I have 8. Yes. And I have about, how do I put it, about 5 or 6 who are into content creation.
With Igbo language.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then maybe the other ones, you don't know where everybody is.
Yeah.
We just talk on the phone, and some. If you're not close with them while you were in school, there are some questions you don't ask. Yes.
So that's like you have approximately 15 out of 36.
Yes.
All right. So what about the people currently studying?
Okay.
What are their career opportunities?
The career opportunities, they can be brother. Oh yeah, unlike how do you put it? On air personalities, because I took my students to Sapientia, and I was marveled at the opportunities there for my students because we didn't know. We didn't know. So when I saw their news story in Igbo, I asked, do you translate from English to Igbo or you write it outrightly in Igbo? And they said, even though they knew that the Igbo we saw was not the one we teach in the class, but they needed to translate, or rather, they needed to transmit in the language of their immediate environment.
Okay.
Which was the Igbo we saw.
Yeah.
Because it has many variants. Let's not go into that because I will confuse you.
You confused me.
I will so confuse you. So the career path for my students, they can be on-air personalities, they can be teachers, they can work in the government. We actually went to the government. Yes, that took me to something. We actually went to the government house, the State House of Assembly. And when they asked us which department, we told them, they said, wow, and we have only one Igbo graduate in this whole of the assembly. And we said, ma'am, do you need more? And they said they were looking. Wow. There was a time they were looking for graduates of Igbo language and they didn't find.
To do what?
To actually translate. They said they have only one person there who writes the proceedings of the house. Only one. For the whole house. Only one. That was what we asked. Do you actually need these people for what? And they said they need people to write.
So translators.
Not really translate. Maybe to write proceedings, because whoever is there is actually doing something.
Yeah.
And it's getting paid. On Wednesdays, the house, whatever proceedings is done in English language. Yeah. So one person may not be able to cover everything the whole house members will say.
So they needed more hands.
Yes.
So
my people can actually work in the House of Assembly.
All right. Which other place?
Which other place? How many did I count? 3.
OAPs,
teachers,
translators or writers.
They can work, yes, translators. They can also work in the government because translators are two different things.
Okay.
You can translate. Translating means you are taking from the source language to a target language. Okay.
So let's call the ones that work with the government writers. Do they?
No, you can't call them writers because we have creative writers.
Okay, so
People
there is
would-
creative
yes,
writing.
yes,
You're trying to
yes.
expand this thing.
But of course,
You're trying to give
but
us
of course, if you call them writers, then you're mixing them up with creative writers.
Okay.
Just to call them civil servants.
Civil servants.
And they can work in the government, any other government institutions. It may not be House of Assembly. I mentioned House of Assembly because we saw that and we never knew. We never knew. So my students can actually work in any place. I have people studying mass communication in the bank.
But they said the one I saw that joke somewhere.
Okay.
I know we've all seen
Okay.
one of the characteristics of a nonsense god can work anywhere.
No, that means the person does not know that the world is changing.
He's just ignorant.
I create videos with AI. I don't have any AI certificate.
Yes.
I didn't go to school to study AI.
Yes.
But I can create videos with AI in Igbo language.
Okay.
You see? So it's not about studying linguistics and Igbo and you don't find any job anywhere. Okay? So whoever says that anybody that can work anywhere is a characteristics of it. No, the world is changing.
Thank you so much, Ma, for being
Pleasure.
here.
My pleasure.
I know they say you don't advise Gen Zs. But they say, I don't know how true it is. But if you are to advise your younger self, your undergraduate self, don't advise them, just advise your undergraduate self. So what would you?
It's okay to make mistakes.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay to
What
make
if
mistakes.
I make mistakes and then I graduate with 2-1 and not first class?
No, it depends on them. You didn't allow me to conclude. You should have allowed me to conclude. No, it's okay to make mistakes. No, making mistakes does not mean you mess up your studies. No, but what I mean is there are things we don't tell our parents.
Yeah.
You agree? There are things, especially the young girl, there are things she doesn't tell her parents.
Okay.
So before you get to that level where you don't tell your parents things, don't get there.
How do you not
Before you get to the level where you begin to make some certain moves that you no longer feel comfortable telling your parents, don't do it at all.
How do you know you are getting there?
Well, how do you know the food will enter your mouth? Well, how do you know? The truth is we know what we're doing. Whatever we are doing, we know. So
Okay.
if I have to advise my young self,
Yes.
I will make mistakes and learn from it and become a better person. We all make mistakes. So don't kill
Alright.
yourself if you make mistakes.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you so
welcome.
much, Dr. Chisom.
welcome.
I really like this section.
Okay.
How free it was.
Yes, it is.
It's
It
not
was.
bulky. We
Yes.
just spewing the
Yes.
truths and all of that. Thank you so much for being
My
here
pleasure.
with us. Thank you so much to
My
our
pleasure.
audience for staying with us to this point, for always staying with us, for standing by us, for being the likes, the comments, for sharing and all of that. Thank you so much. But let me just ask you.
Okay.
If you're to read, if an undergraduate student is to read one book, which book will it be? Just one.
Just one.
Just one.
Okay, in what categories this book?
We're not categorizing it. Just an undergraduate who is studying whatsoever course it is. You just have to read one book.
Power of Prayer.
Power of Prayer.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember the name of the author?
No, I don't. But that book is that book will open your eyes.
So even medical students or whatever it is you're studying.
Funny
go read
enough,
that book.
it is not about sitting down and praying. No. The power of prayer that I read about in that book is the ones you sit and you talk to yourself. You see the irony?
Yeah.
It's not but it's the prayer that you sit and talk to yourself. That book will make you understand that, I don't know if it's right, but it will make you understand that you are a God. And that you need to talk to yourself.
You need to be prayed to.
Yes. Yes.
All right, amazing. So you've heard it. power of prayers. So thank you so much for being here. So what do you have to tell your students, your
students.
colleagues, your staff? Should they keep on watching? Should they watch this episode?
I don't know if you like.
No, if you like, you must.
You like.
You must watch it.
So if you like, watch. If you don't like, don't watch. Let me catch you.
Okay, you have to catch them if they're not.
Please watch us. Click your likes and subscribe. Whatever it is, please. As you can see, I don't know. If you're not here, where will you be? No, if you're not here, where you for be?
You're missing.
Where you for be? No, don't watch. We'll come and beg you to watch.
So thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Follow us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, TikTok. Like, comment, share. If you think we're not doing it right, come tell us how to do it right. So thank you so much for being with us. Until next time.
Bye.